and the timer starts now. Okay, hello. Welcome back to another vlog. This is my FPV log number 2, or FPV vlog number 2, or FP vlog number 2. I don't know what to call it yet, but we are here. I have 15 minutes. I'm going to start flying right now. Okay, so I have 15 minutes to speak about what's on my mind, and that's because I don't have a lot of time. Tomorrow is a big day. Oh my goodness. Tomorrow is a big day. Can I really talk while I'm flying? Maybe I can just take it slow. I'll just do like, I won't do any crazy tricks. I'll just take it nice and slow. Attempts to fly in between the beams. But anyways, yeah. Tomorrow's a big day. Right now, I have a part-time job. And that job is working in a gym. I started as a summer camp counselor, and once that ended last summer, I transitioned into a pickleball court monitor role. You might wonder what that is. Well, we have pickleball courts at our gym, indoor pickleball courts, and we need someone to supervise the line, the queue system on pickleball nights during open play, so that everyone gets a chance to play. Newcomers, they have someone they can ask questions. They have someone that they can ask, how do I say this? Newcomers can have someone that they can ask questions to. That's me. Yeah, and then people need a fourth. I do actually get to play, which is a nice perk. But you know what's not nice is low pay. But I mean, it's a part-time job, and I think a lot of people would take this job as a teenager before college, not necessarily as someone who has graduated with a degree like me. Yeah. And that's why tomorrow I'm going to be going to an Indian wedding, and I'm going to be shadowing the camera crew, because I met someone over the last year that I've been working this part-time job who owns their own wedding photography business, and they are looking for an assistant. It's actually more than that. They're also looking for someone to take over the business eventually. And I don't know who that is, but it could be someone new. That person could be me. To be honest, I don't think I would take it. I wasn't even sure if I was going to take the assistant role, but that might change. Yeah. So I only have 15 minutes because I have to go to sleep, and I have to wake up at around like 5 a.m. Because I want to be early. If nothing else, what I want to take from this experience is the lessons that this guy taught me. And that is that it is, like, I think just about everyone knows by now how important it is to be on time and to be early. But it never really, it never really felt, what's the word? It never really sank in for me until he gave me a story. That is how he used to work a similar job in a gym. I think he was playing volleyball instead of pickleball, but he worked in a gym. And he was earning like $4.25 according to him. He claimed he was working for like $4.25 an hour or something. Albeit I don't know how long ago that was. That can't be a lot. Even like 10, 20, 30 years ago, that can't be a lot, right? But he wasn't earning much. But for him, I think, you know, he'd take it. And it probably, hopefully, wasn't his main source of income, but yeah, it was something, right? But even in a job that pays that low, not that there's a correlation, but they valued punctuality a lot. And you know how he knew that? It's because there was one day when he was on his way to work, and he failed to make it on time. He took public transit, and even though it wasn't his fault that he was late because the public transit wasn't on time, it didn't matter to his boss, and he was fired like on the spot. And so that showed to me that I should really get my shit together. Like thankfully this job is way better than my first part-time where I was working in a bakery. My boss hasn't said much when I am late, but after hearing the story, I decided that I really want to be on time. And I think it makes sense. I mean, like, it's just even more like ingrained into me now how important it is to be on time. And this isn't just for work, but your personal relationships and whatnot. Be early, you know, don't just be on time, be early, right? I think the saying goes that if you are on time, you're late. If you're early, you're on time, or something like that. If you're early, you're on time. If you're on time, you're late. So be early. That's what I'm trying to do. So I have to go to sleep because as you can see in the top left corner, it is 11 a.m. for me right now. If I go to sleep right now and I wake up at 5 a.m., that gives me 6 hours of sleep. I'd rather, and I have to be there I have to be at the wedding by 8:45 a.m. So I want to give myself like 2 to 3 hours at least minimum to get ready. I already know that I do terribly. I do so bad when it comes to these things. Anything that disrupts the routine, kind of just like, I just do terribly. Like, I don't get a lot of sleep. Like, I might even be back later. Like, I'm giving myself 15 minutes right now to try to put this into perspective, and I'm failing terribly, but we ball. I might be back later anyways because I just can't sleep, but we'll see. Maybe by now I've had enough experience with events that mess up the routine that I'm just gonna sleep like a log, hopefully. I need it. But yeah, oh my goodness, where am I? All right. But I have so many more things that I want to talk about. Like, I really don't think 15 minutes is enough. Where do I even start? Right, I wasn't even thinking that I was going to take this job. That's because when I first met this guy, I was like, oh, he's a cool guy, you know. We both like to play sports, and, you know, he's pretty, not really charismatic, but outgoing, I guess you could say. High energy, which is great. But over time, playing pickleball together, because we know that's what we are, right? Like, I'm just someone that works at this gym, and this is a guy that goes to the gym and is a member of it. You know, we're playing pickleball. You get to know people, and I don't think he's a bad person, but I think he definitely has an ego. And one of my other friends that I've met there who is learning, you know, they're a beginner, but they like to challenge themselves, and I think they're improving very quickly. Even then though, this guy didn't give him a chance to play on the same team. Apparently according to him, he outwardly just said, oh, this isn't going to be a good game when they were paired together, which I just like crazy. I'm like, give the guy a chance, you know? Yeah. There are times that he didn't shake hands or like touch paddles after a game just because he didn't have a great game. So I don't know. All these things kind of left a sour taste in my mouth, and I was like, I don't know if I want to work for a guy like this, because I did work for I did work for an employer that wasn't very empathetic. You know, a shitty employer, for lack of a better term. Yeah. So I don't know if I want to do that again. That said, I think photography skills more than bakery skills. So I might be able to tolerate working for a shitty employer again. But all of this is speculation right now, because I don't really know the guy yet. I don't know what he's like on the job. Like, I don't know. That might be a problem in and of itself. Like, if the guy's like fine on the job, but then he's a dick outside of the job, then I don't know. It's still like with your consciousness, no? But yeah. Oh my gosh, I never even talked about what I'm doing today. Right, last time we were checking out the Winter Wonderland map, in FPV Skydive. Oh my god, that was the first time I hit that with like no problems, and I just immediately failed to do the next obstacle. But I usually struggle to go clockwise around this gymnasium and hit that table, because it's just like, it's such a sharp turn. That was the first time I hit that though. That was pretty cool. Let me try it again. Hit. Yeah. Okay. Oh, that wasn't bad though. That wasn't bad. Okay, but yeah. This time we are running Gymnasium, which is another map in FPV Skydive. I am not sponsored. This game is just free, so it's the first one that I hopped into. But I do plan on buying some of the other more discussed simulators. I just want to put in enough stick time. It's like, you know, why not? Why not I just put in a good amount of stick time here, and then I'll go purchase one of those simulators that people talk about and put even more stick time there. So that's what we're doing. And then, you know what, while we're here, I can talk a little bit about the channel itself, because yeah, this is like this wedding photography that's happening tomorrow. This is actually the reason why I started this channel, right? The reason why I decided to get into, oh my gosh, the reason why I decided to get into FPV or flying drones is not because I thought it was a cool job, and you know, that's like different from an office job, like something in CS, but it's because there was a need. There is a need for a drone pilot, because this wedding photographer was like telling me a little bit about the job, and he mentioned how he had someone leave, someone who worked there for like almost 10 years or maybe even more. And I think this person was also a drone pilot. So he's actually missing a drone pilot right now. Now he's not recruiting me to be a drone pilot, but me being the good listener I am, that felt disgusting. I'm selling myself a little bit, but yes, as I was listening, I was like, okay, he's telling me that he needs someone to assist him and maybe take over the business, but I also heard that he needs a drone pilot. And so I was like, why not look into the FAA Part 107 exam, which is the exam that you need to take to get licensed to fly a drone and actually earn money doing it. You can actually fly a drone as a hobbyist, but I think as soon as you start to earn money, whether from your own self-employment or whether someone is like buying your footage or whatnot, then you need to have a license. At least in America, we are in the US of A. Yeah. And so I was like, yeah, that'd be great, because like I'm like it's like two birds with one stone, right? Not only do I help him with assisting, but as an assistant photographer, but or videographer, I also know how to fly a drone. And so I think someone else told me before, I don't know, or maybe I watched it through a video, but it's like, how do you actually like make money? Well, you listen to what people need and you fill that role. So the idea of taking this channel and starting to film FPV was for that purpose. But funny story, not only am I hesitant about taking this job, also not sure if I will be continuing. I think I will make videos. I don't know. Sometimes the best videos I make are the ones that right before these big events. Yeah. The reason why I'm also not sure about the future is because I'm thinking about returning to applying for jobs not within my field necessarily, but certainly using my degree. Like, I want to highlight not necessarily the technical skills, because I don't know if I want to do, I'm not gonna lie, I just don't want to do coding interviews. Is that dumb? Is that irresponsible? I don't like coding interviews. I don't know. I think when I was first starting out after graduation, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm locked into CS. Like, I have to do this, I have to do that. But after like a couple years of being out of graduation and having a little bit more experience, at least on the part-time side of things, experiencing jobs that I hate and then actually finding jobs that I can tolerate, I think I don't mind being a little bit more, dare I say, selfish about my job search. What am I trying to say here? What am I trying to say? Basically, yeah, the next job that I look for doesn't have to be coding. I don't have to do a coding interview if I don't want to. I just know that if I hate the job, then I'm not going to do well. And I will be adamant and I will be clear about this. Yeah. And I'm hoping that this will just be, a good thing for everyone, right? Like, I find a job that fits, and that means that I get the most job. I get the most, like, I'm as productive as I can be, and I can do the job that I applied for. So it's a win-win, right? It's just that the process getting there might be a little bumpy. I'm prepared though. Like, I resume job searching, and say I do get into a position. What if it sucks again? Well, maybe it'll just be like my part-time, right? Maybe my part-time job can reflect my full-time job search, right? Because my first part-time job sucked. But then, I wasn't even sure if there was a good job out there, but turns out that there was. And there are decent people that you can work with. Not everyone is toxic and it gaslights you and makes you feel like shit. And so, if I do resume this job search, I managed to find something that has higher pay, maybe not like insane pay that I was promised from a CS degree, but higher pay than what I'm earning now, and in addition to that, benefits. I have all of that, but it's, well, I'm hoping I can ride the wave just like I did for my first part-time job, and just keep climbing, I guess. Oh gosh, I'm a cog in the machine. I'm in the rat race. I'm so cooked because I said I'm climbing. That's right. I mean, why would I want to go back down to? Then again, my first part-time job had like higher pay. Oh my god, and tips. And it had higher pay and tips, but I was like, fuck that. This place sucks. I'm not staying here. And then I decided to leave for a lower paying job. But I kind of like my team. They're not my friends, they're not family, but they are good coworkers, and that's pretty invaluable to me. And you know, I don't dread going to work every day, going to work on time, and I can sleep at night, you know. Anyways, I'm surprised I actually got that much done in 15 minutes, because the 15 minutes is now up. So let me just think, is there anything else that I want to say before I end this video off? Yeah, so basically 2 big things. Tomorrow I'm going to be shadowing a camera crew at a wedding. Yeah, so I'm going to be looking into this whole wedding photography gig. It's going to be basically like, if I do accept the job, I think it'll be like on weekends, especially over the summer. Maybe there's going to be more weddings over the summer. Yeah, and then specifically, this potential employer is looking for someone to replace them once they retire, which is kind of crazy. That's a lot of responsibility. I also started this channel because he mentioned that he needed a drone pilot, but like, I'm not sure if I'm going to accept the position anymore. But in addition to that, I might resume job searching again, in which case I really guess I don't need drone skills, or do I? Yeah, like, if anything else, like, I'll keep making these videos to just document my journey as I try to figure out how to be an adult. And goddamn, this is actually really fun right now. But yeah, I mean, I forgot to mention that part of the reason why I'm hesitant about continuing with being a drone pilot is because, like, I'm looking at the jobs, like, is it actually viable as a full-time thing? And from what I can see, it's more like contract positions. Let's say, like, there's a particular weekend when they're going to be hosting an annual like race event, whether that's at like that's Formula Drift or it's Red Bull. They hire a pilot for the weekend on a contract for that event. I don't know how much you get paid, but it's a temporary thing. It's not necessarily stable. It's probably competitive, and I don't think there's benefits because you're not really working full-time. You're a contractor. Full-time positions as a drone pilot isn't, I don't know, there's more involved to it. Like, you might be a part of a media production team. Most of the time you'll probably be editing, and then maybe like, I don't know, 20% of the time you're actually shooting. Your goal is to produce media, and that media might involve a lot of drone flying. But I don't know, the thing that I'm looking for right now, I was kind of hoping for like a full-time position with benefits and everything. I think the most important thing to me right now, above all, is just the right fit. Does it fit me? Can I do the work? I want to focus on what it is that I can do. And I know that if I can do the work, then I can be productive. Oh my goodness, what's happening? That's one way to do it. Okay, level out. Yeah, maybe I'll end it at that. Yeah, that's all the big things that I want to talk about. My 15 minutes are up. I should attempt to wind down and go to sleep and get as much sleep as possible, because I'm getting like less than 6 hours of sleep right now, and I completely missed that. That's crazy. Oh my gosh. Ooh. Okay. I'm eating the net right now. That's tasty. Let me just, okay. It just, there we go. Oh, that was all right. That was, okay. That's decent. Yeah. The one thing I remember talking about, did I talk about this? I remember thinking about this when I was flying, but, in real life, if my drone gets capsized, oh shoot, my drone gets capsized, then, oh God, I'm so sorry guys. My drone gets capsized like this, then no one, like, it's not gonna reset on its own like that. So that's gonna be a whole new experience. If I do continue flying drones, then hopefully eventually I'll purchase my first entry-level drone. I think a lot of people, I think the recommendation is like a tiny whoop, like the one I'm flying right now, Orca Whoop. Something like Beta FPV. Is it Beta FPV? Air 75, a 75mm drone. At least if you're looking to fly outside. Which, I mean, for me, I mentioned that I want to capture cars drifting, and so I probably need a really fast drone. Plus, I mean, this feels great, by the way. The stability of this drone feels amazing, and it looks really fun to fly inside. But I think it would suck if I try to take it outside and then the wind just knocks it over, like me, if I were to play football. All right, I'm not super light, but I'm not heavy either, so, you know, Anyways, it's not about me. It's about the drone, okay? Totally not insecure. No, me? How could I ever be insecure? Someone that graduated with a CS degree who's earning like minimum wage? No, I'm not insecure. No. This is kind of getting really sad, so let me move on. But anyways, yes, this is about the drone. Oh, I totally forgot to mention, by the way, but this whole entire time I've been talking with a retainer in my mouth, and that's because I only have 15 minutes, and now it's past 15 minutes, and I was like, fuck it, I don't have time to take out this retainer, so let's just make a video with my retainer in. So it's probably going to sound funny, but fuck it, we bowl. That's kind of been, oh my gosh, yeah, that's kind of been the lesson this whole time. But yeah, if I do continue flying drones, I think I will look into that Air 75, because I want to be able to fly inside, but also outside. I want to get as close as possible to a drone that allows me to capture cars at high speeds and drifting. And, you know, I think this is really fun because I'm into photography, standard camera, DSLR or mirrorless. I currently own a DSLR. I would probably move on to a mirrorless because I do like my equipment low weight. But while that is fun in its own right, I think it would be more fun to capture footage like this. Not gonna lie, it feels like a video game. And whenever something feels like a video game, I think I do really well. That's what I told myself when I was learning how to drive. And here we are, learning how to fly. But yeah, and who knows, maybe this will finally be the motivation that I need to borrow a car or rent a car to go to a track and meet some people. And hey man, can I record you drifting using my drone? That would be cool, no? No idea where it would take me. Maybe this channel won't go anywhere, but at the very least, I think right now I will document my journey before big nights like this one, where I'm going to be trying something crazy like wedding photography, or maybe before my first interview if I manage to get my hands on one for who knows what position. But hey man, we're trying to make something with our life, you know? We're trying to make something with our life here. Tomorrow I'm going to wake up and I'll be 50. That's a quote from Good Will Hunting. It's a movie that's way before, not way before my time, but it is before my time. It's right when I was, I'm about to dox myself. it's like right around the time I was born, which is, yeah, like 10, 20 years ago. Oh my gosh, 10, 20 years ago. That is an older movie, but goddamn, I think it's good. I actually haven't watched it yet. I just watched an analysis of it, but I think there's a lot of concepts that I'm currently interested in right now, because it has to do with a guy that has potential, but he's not capitalizing on it. You know, he could blame his circumstances, but he doesn't. That's not the point. The point is that he's finding it difficult to be vulnerable. You know, being closed off like that makes it difficult to form meaningful relationships, whether that's with friends or his counselors and teachers, his mentors, or his love life, you know? So there's the concept of vulnerability and potential, wasted potential, possibly. Yeah, and that's just a quote from that movie that I really like. Tomorrow I'll wake up and I'll be 50. It's his best friend. Oh, this is spoilers, by the way, but it's the main MC's best friend talking to him. The MC and his best friend currently work at a construction site, blue collar job. It's labor, and the MC's best friend has to do this because to him, he doesn't have what it takes to pursue a higher education and earn like the requirements to get a high paying job, office job, which 20 years ago was basically the way to go. And it's became the blueprint for the next 10, 20 years in the 2000s as well. Obviously things are changing with like AI and I guess like oversaturation in the tech market, but that's a story for another time. The point is, the MC's best friend has to work there. Tomorrow I'll wake up and I'll be 50 and I'll still be here, and that's okay. But he said to the MC that the best part of my day is like the 10 seconds when I pull up to your house and I walk up and I pull into your driveway, I walk to your door, and I just hope that you're not there. And it's because that if he's not there, that means that he decided to actually do something, to leave the place where he is right now, which is just basically like a dead end, to go do something with you know, whether that's taking advantage of his intelligence. MC is very intelligent, but he's not using it, or to pursue something that he genuinely cares about, like a relationship. I'll leave you with that. Tomorrow I'll wake up and I'll be 50. It's just something to keep in mind. I think it's important to stop and smell the roses, but at the same time, you know, we're going to try to do something. We're going to try to do something because at the end of the day, I do have a degree. I did graduate from a 4 to 5 year university. Yeah. I just got to figure out what to do with it. If no one else knows how, then I got to be the first one to do it. You know, trial and error, figure it out. It's going to work out. I'm delusional, but sometimes you got to be delusional. All right, that's it. That's all the time I got. I got to go to sleep. It's way past 11. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.